Green Bay, when they practice, they can move indoors. They practice them outdoors to make sure of the weather, but they can practice indoors.
And their coach, Forrest Gregg, opened all the doors indoors so the players would not forget what the weather conditions were all about.
How cold it really was. And the players were not that thrilled. Al Del Greco of Green Bay will be kicking off. Lorenzo Hampton is the deep back on the return for the Miami Dolphins. Lambeau Field, Green Bay, Wisconsin, with light snow flurries. And Hampton at the 11-yard line to the 20. And returns to the 29-yard line. John Dorsey was there for Green Bay. Let's look at the offense. Dan Marino, the quarterback, number 13, with Tony Nathan and Woody Bennett, the two running backs. And the pair of marks, Duper and Clayton, the wide receivers. Bruce Hardy, the tight end. That offensive line, John Giesler is going to start. Still is the knee problem. You just go as long as he can. Foster, Stevenson, Clark, and Lee. And as those of you that follow the Dolphins know, it's kind of a makeshift offensive line, as they have all kinds of injuries. And we look for Marino to come out and throw it. He fires. Pass is complete to Tony Nathan. Nathan to the 38-yard line. It'll be second down and a yard to go for the first down. A pickup of 9 yards on the play. Let's look at that defense for the Green Bay Packers with Alfonso Carricker, Donnie Humphrey, and Ezra Johnson. That's the basic front three. The four linebackers, Anderson, Scott Noble, and Douglas. And the secondary for the Packers, Mark Lee, Tim Lewis, Mark Murphy, and Tom Flynn. Second down and a yard to go. Woody Bennett. Bennett leads to the 40-yard line. He's got 2 on the first down. Mike Douglas and Randy Scott bring him down. We mentioned that John Giesler, offensive tackle, number 65, has a knee problem.
John Giesler did not practice all week long. There you see him, 79 on Ezra Johnson, and then Woody Bennett picks up the first down. He did not practice all week long, and up until last night, it was doubtful that he was going to play. But he knows that they're in the hunt, and he's going to play as long as he can.
First down, Miami. The ball at their own 40-yard line. Ball game just underway. We're a minute and 25 seconds into the action. Little play action fake. And pass to Tony Nathan. Drop. Oh, you cannot be more open.
They pushed the coverage deep because of Duper, and Tony Nathan was wide open, and he would have run clear to the 50-yard line and dropped the ball. And that may be one of the things hurting Miami because of the conditions.
So it's second down and 10. Don Johnson checks in at tight end for the Dolphins.
Get the hell out of there.
Marino gives ground, fires passes, complete to Clayton, fumble. And the Packers have the ball. Randy Scott recovers the fumble. Mark Murphy called it. Mark Murphy caused the fumble, and Randy Scott recovers. Big turnover.
Marino's dropping straight back now. They're covering both outside receivers, has good protection. He lays the ball off to Duper. Duper is going to try to pick up the first down. He's being tackled right now, and the ball pops loose, and 55, Randy Scott, recovers the fumble.
And it was Mike Douglas who caused the fumble. Green Bay at their own 49. Jim Zorn, the quarterback. There's Jesse Clark. First down. Langford with the tackle. Miami's 39, a gain of 12. Offensively, Jim Zorn replacing Len Dickey. Dickey has the neck spasm. Running backs, Eddie Lee Ivory, Jesse Clark. James Loston and Philip Epps, 2 flyers on the outside, and Paul Coffin, excellent tight end. Schwenke, Moran, Cannon, Hallstrom, and Cook, that offensive line for Green Bay. They're going to mark it at the 40-yard line rather than the 39. They come back to the same side with Eddie Lee Ivory carrying to the 33-yard line. Gain of 7, second down and 3. And Hugh Green makes the tackle. Let's look at the Dolphin defense. Basic 3-4 set. It'll be Doug Betters, Mike Charles, and Kim Bocamper, the front three. The linebackers, Rudzinski, Brophy, Brown, and Green. And in the secondary, Langford, Judson, Blackwood, and Brown. Second down and 3. And we have whistle sound.
Mark Brown is hurt. My inside linebacker for Miami. And they're going to get a timeout, number 51. And he's going to be replaced by number 50.
Jackie Shipp.
Jackie Shipp.
And this is an injury timeout not charged to the Miami Dolphins. So they, like the Green Bay Packers, will retain 3 timeouts. And we will try and have an injury report on Mike Brown just as soon as possible. In the meantime, Jim Zorn came to the sideline, a quick conference with Forrest Gregg, and he comes back out. Second down and 3. Jesse Clark and Eddie Lee Ivory are the 2 running backs. Play action fake. They fake the delay and go deep into the corner. Incomplete. Good coverage by William Judson. Philip Epps, the intended receiver. It'll be third down and 3 as we bring it back to the 33.
It's a play action pass, and Jim Zorn lets it go. The ball is thrown deep to the outside. Now watch Judson go up, and Epps actually had an opportunity to catch that football and dropped it. Would have been an outstanding catch, but you like to see receivers make those plays in the end zone.
Third down and 3, 2 tight ends on the offensive set. Zorn fires sideline pattern is complete. First down at the 21-yard line. Lofton pulled it in, and Langford had the defensive coverage right at the 21. Gain of 12 yards. Report on Mike Brown, a pinched nerve in his neck, and he should return. First down, Green Bay. Trying to capitalize on the first turnover of the ball game. Play action fake. Going with time, throws to Clark over the middle of the man that he faked to. Picks up 6 yards to the 15. It'll be second down and 4 as Jay Brophy brings him down.
Well, the intention of Green Bay right now is to run the football. That's going to help Jim Zorn, and they're going to throw some play action passes and just maximize Jim Zorn's patience. Because as we said on the top, Miami has had problems defending the run all year long.
Gary Ellis checks into the offensive set, and Eddie Lee Ivory comes out. So it's Clark and Ellis, the 2 running backs. And here's Clark. 8-yard line, gain of 7. Bud Brown with the tackle. First down, goal to go.
Jesse Clark follows 65, Ron Hallstrom, who looks like a grand piano, and he knocks Jay Brophy right out of the hole. And Green Bay is going to run this football until Miami stops him, and that may take 3 hours.
Eddie Lee Ivory back in the ball game. So Ivory and Clark are the 2 running backs. 8-yard line. First down, goal to go. The defense is there. Clark brought down by Jackie Shipp. And the first really big defensive play for the Dolphins in the ball game.
Jackie Shipp broke through clean on the blitz. They were trying to blow up Green Bay's running game, and that's a big play. And Green Bay now needs to make sure they protect to come out of this fumble with at least a field goal.
A loss of 2 to the 10. Second down, goal to go. Two tight ends. And out of bounds. Epps goes out at the 5, so it's third down, goal to go at that point. And William Judson was right there for Miami. And Epps is a true speedster. He has run while he was in college at TCU and electronically timed 10-1 100 meters. and electronically timed 20.1 200 meters. 5'9", 155-pounder. Again, 2 tight ends in the offensive set. Third down goal to go. 5-yard line. Remaining back is Jesse Clark. Zorn will be throwing. Has pressure and has to get rid of it too soon. Kaufman was the short receiver, Epps the deep receiver on that side. And the field goal team comes in. We'll take another look.
Paul Kaufman, you can see now, takes an inside release. They like to go to the tight end here. He bounces off Glenn Blackwood, but the ball is thrown too high. Had he hit Kaufman, he might have worked his way into the end zone. And now, after the Duper fumble, Green Bay has an opportunity to pick up a field goal.
23-yard field goal to Temp. Mark Cannon to snap. Jim Zorn to hold. Al Del Greco to attempt it. And it is good from 23 yards away. We've got a timeout, and the Green Bay Packers have the lead. 8:55 left to slow down, put it in the aisles, slide it right down below the seats, and then carry it out.
I tried to go down a slide myself, but I didn't have a ticket.
Al Del Greco kicking off, and Lorenzo Hampton at the 6-yard line. To the 20, the 25, 30. Great return, just what Miami needs here. Preston Denard of the Green Bay Packers took him out of bounds at the 44-yard line. 38 yards on this return.
Hampton feels the ball inside the 10. Now watch him take it up and find the crack. And there's the crack right there. He's got good speed, causes a miss, and brings the ball up to the 45-yard line for Miami.
Woody Bennett. 5 yards from the 44 to the 49. Second down and 5. Randy Scott with the tackle. Now, Sam, we've seen 2 plays for Miami when they had the ball on offensive first opportunity. A drop pass and a fumble, both attributable to the weather conditions.
No question about it. We talked earlier that you just can't simulate these conditions, and Miami has not practiced in it all week long, and Green Bay has, and it's already hurt Miami.
Dan Johnson, tight end in the ball game. Second down and 5. Marino has time. Pass is complete to Cooper, and he is right at the first down marker. He may have it. Brian Noble was there. Carricker was there. And now let's go to Ahmad Rashad for an NFL update.
All right, Charlie, in Chicago, the Colts were off to a fast start. They drove all the way down to the 1-yard line. The Bears held. They lined up for this 25-yard field goal. Raul Allegre misses. It's 0-0 first quarter.
Thank you for the update, Ahmad. It was a little low, but a scoreless ball game there. Here you see Green Bay capitalizing on the turnover. Randy Scott recovered the fumble. And then the field goal by Al Del Greco from 23 yards out, and that makes it a 3-0 ball game. And it is a first down.
Marino finds Cooper right on the sideline, and he had the first down. He circles back to the inside. Had he stayed there and turned to the outside, it's always good for a receiver to turn to the outside because there are no defenders there. He would have had his first down.
So he got it both times. Lorenzo Hampton comes in. Tony Nathan comes out of the offensive set. Green Bay 46-yard line. The second back through is Hampton, and he is decked by Ezra Johnson. He'll get a yard to the 45. It'll be second down and 9. We've talked about the weather conditions. We've talked about the early effect of the ball game. I remember when Larry Zonka was playing for the Dolphins, he told me that in November and December, when teams came to Miami, they always felt that they could win because they had worked in the heat and the humidity, and in the fourth quarter, the other teams would will. So it was a mental advantage as well as a physical advantage. Here, I think Green Bay has that same thing, that same kind of advantage, just reverse the weather conditions. They're used to it. They practice it. Marino with a little bit of pressure, throws, has a first down. 28-yard line. 17 yards on the play. John Anderson with the tackle, and Mark Duper pulls it in at the 28.
Marino is dropping back, and he's going to roll out now to his left. He gets some pressure. Kiesler turns Johnson inside. Now this is what he does best. He finds open receiver. He has great presence, and he sees the entire field.
Miami trying to move 56 yards to take a lead of the ball game. Started at their own 44 with an excellent return by Lorenzo Hampton. And here's Tony Nathan back in the action. And he has 3 yards to the 25. It'll be 2nd down and 7 as John Anderson makes the tackle. Dan Johnson comes in. Bruce Hardy comes out, rotating the tight ends in the offense of the Miami Dolphins. 5 minutes and 40 seconds. That is the time remaining here in the first quarter. It is Green Bay 3 and Miami nothing. They marked the spot at the 26, so it's 2nd down and 8. Blitz coming, just cut off. Marino can run for the first down. He slides. He may have needed to take another step. Brian Noble, the rookie from Arizona State, was there to cover him. They'll mark it at the 20-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and actually about 1.5 yards to go for the first down.
Marino was going to Clayton to his right. Now everything is rolled right to the inside. He sees an open field. Should I? Shouldn't I? Yes, I am, but now I'm going to slide. There's no way in the world I'm going to get any contact with those green jerseys. And of course, with the rule changes, you slide feet first. The defense has to stay off of the quarterback. I like that. 3rd down, about 1.5 yards to go for the first down. Over the top is Tony Nathan. I don't think he made it. Donnie Humphrey was there to meet it. It's going to be close, and if he didn't make it, I think Schuler will go for it. Rather than the field goal attempt. Offensive line now has to have a good surge. And 90 stuffs the hole. Ezra Johnson, although he didn't make the play, he had a lot to do with the stop. And Randy Johnson was there to cover right. Randy Scott coming right up over the top. It's going to be inches. And they're going to go for it. I believe they'll go for it. 4th down, less than a foot. These are the 3 teams in contention East. Miami, the Jets, and New England. New England leading. No score, Jets, Buffalo, and here, Miami trailing. 4th down and inches. First down, Ron Davenport. The short yardage specialist, the rookie from Louisville, picks it up, and Mark Lee makes the tackle. And that's what you have to have. You have to have that big, strong back 30 as he bounces to the outside to pick up that critical yardage. Miami has been missing that since they lost Larry Zonka. And I believe it was a good call because there becomes time in a game. It's okay to gamble. You just have to know when to gamble. It goes for a gain of 3 to the 16, and it's first down Miami. Trailing 3-0 with 3 minutes and 24 seconds now left in the first quarter. Marino, all the time in the world, drops it off to Hampton. Gain of 3 to the 13. John Anderson, outside left linebacker, was there. 2nd down and 7. Let's check the scoreboard. See what else is going on today. So many. I think every game counts today. What is this? Cincinnati 16 and Dallas nothing in the first quarter. What that has connotations to all teams. St. Louis 7, New Orleans nothing, and St. Louis is having a terrible year. Kansas City 7, Atlanta nothing. That may be the only game that doesn't count today. Thanks to those 2 coaches. Except to the coaches, you're right. 2nd and 7. Marino
again with great protection. Mark Clayton pulls it down at the 10-yard line. Gain of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 4. The strong safety, Mark Murphy, out of West Liberty, was there.
It was a delay, and Marino waited for the possibility of going deep. Watch Marino now. He's looking to go deep to his tight end. Now he finds Clayton to the outside, throws the ball a little too high, makes a nice catch. He probably would have been able to run for 1st down had he thrown that ball a little lower.
3rd down and 4, 10-yard line.
Look for them to go to Nat Moore, number 89.
Over the middle, touchdown, Tony Nathan. He slipped away from the linebacker.
They doubled both outside receivers. Tony Nathan was an inside receiver. They're in a shotgun formation. Both outside receivers are being doubled. Now watch Nathan now beat Alphonse Carricker, 76, for a touchdown. What happened there is they must have been blitzing linebackers, and Alphonse Carricker had coverage on the running back, and Marino has tremendous vision, and he saw him for the touchdown.
Extra point attempt by Fuad Reves is blocked. So the score remains Miami 6, Green Bay 3, with 1 minute and 48 seconds left to go.
Strzok has the ball down. Now watch Rivas. Watch how he hits the ball, and watch the trajectory. The ball should be going up right now, and it does. It does not, and I believe the kicker's trajectory caused the block, and that may stare them in the face.
He got it too high on the ball, so it stayed low rather than being underneath the ball and going up.
That's right. He should have hit the sweet spot, and if you get too high on the ball doesn't go up as fast as it should.
Reves kicking off to either Epps or Ellerson. And it'll be taken by Philip Epps. Here he goes. Oh, he can fly. 42-yard line. Jackie Shipp got him, but the Packers have great field position.
Epps is lightning. All he needs right now is for everybody to get out of his way. Now watch, he finds the crack, gets an excellent block. The kicker's not going to make the tackle. Whoops, the kicker helps make the tackle.
All right, 36 yards on the kickoff return by Epps. 1st down at the 42, Jesse Clark, the remaining back. Packers trailing for the first time in the ballgame. Epps in motion. And Clark again running to the right side. A gain of 7 to the 49-yard line. Bud Brown with the tackle.
Hallstrom is Forrest Gregg's type of offensive lineman. Watch him pull right now, and wham, right there. He knocks the linebacker down, Bob Brzezinski, and they get 8 yards on the play.
Green Bay continues to run, and they continue to run to their offensive right.
670.
2nd and 3, Epps in motion to the left side. And they come back again, running to the right side. This is Eddie Lee Ivory. And he has a yard to the 50. So it'll be 3rd down and 2 yards to go for the 1st down. Hugh Green with the tackle, and we've got another score in. Kansas City now leading Atlanta 14-0 first quarter at Arrowhead Stadium. Here we have 37 seconds and counting. That is the time remaining as we're winding up the first period of play. And Miami is in front of Green Bay 6-3. And Green Bay's going to take a timeout. 3rd down and 2. They don't want to make a mistake here. That's the Miami. We're in Green Bay. It is 27. 50 degrees colder. Blake Moore now the offensive center for the Packers. 3rd down and 2 at the 50-yard line. Zorn to throw. Has time over the middle. It's complete. 1st down. Well, they just barely got it, too. 46-yard line, they'll mark it, going to Epps, and dropped immediately by Glenn Blackwood.
Epps was not the primary receiver. They threw a 3-yard pass to Epps. They were trying to get the ball outside, but that is a very key 1st down.
And we come to the end of the first quarter with the score.
And it's obvious right now that Marino is very decisive, and I look for Green Bay possibly to change the strategy.
Bay with the ball at the Miami 46-yard line, first down. Epps coming in motion, and Zorn throws a pass, is complete to James Lofton, and Lofton is out of bounds at the 37-yard line. So it'll be second down and a yard to go for the first down. Jim Zorn, the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. In case you joined us late, Lynn Dickey scheduled to start, but Thursday afternoon in the weight room came down with neck spasm, had to be treated in the hospital, and he's just hurting too much, cannot play, and Zorn is starting. It is Zorn's third start since joining Green Bay, and he hands off to Jesse Clark. A yard to the 36. He may have the first down. Mike Charles making the tackle.
Mark Cannon has been a pleasant surprise at center for Green Bay. I watch him on Mike Charles. He stands him up, but Charles comes off the block. But Jesse Clark is very strong, and he comes very close to the first down.
Tom Dooley, the referee, taking a timeout. We'll have the measurement. There has not been a flag in the ballgame. And we're moving along at a very rapid clip.
Charlie, be quiet now. The officials might hear you.
The statistics in the first quarter: rushing about equal, passing a little to the Dolphins side, total yards to the Dolphins side, time of possession to Miami side, and Miami leads by 3, 6-3.
The two hidden statistics are the two kickoff returns. The one kickoff return by Miami gave him tremendous field position, which gave him a touchdown.
And then, of course, the kickoff return by Epps at 36 yards. So Green Bay started this drive at their own 42. Zorn has pressure. A late screen to the tight end, Ed West. Fumble. Miami has it. Jay Brophy recovers the fumble. So the turnovers now have evened up at 1 apiece.
This is a very fine play, screen play. Now back up. He finds the tight end, Ed West. Ed West has plenty of room. Look at all those green jerseys. Gets some excellent blocks. And there's the hit right there where the ball bounced out. And Jay Brophy was around the football, and he came up with a key fumble at this stage.
The temperature 27 degrees. That's the Fort Howard paper plant, right? And the visibility is better because we can see it now. At kickoff, it's hard to see. And I think that the thermometer is frozen. I think that's the report that we have on the thermometer. 1st and 10, Miami. Marino with lots of time. Intercepted Green Bay. Taking the ricochet off of Bruce Hardy. Tim Lewis.
Play action pass. 84 was wide open.
Bruce Hardy,
but the ball is thrown too high. It tips, and there's the interception by Tim Lewis. 2 turnovers. Fumble by Miami, interception now. Fumble by Green Bay, and now an interception by Miami.
First down.
And Green Bay has a first down at their own 41-yard line. Miami leads 6-3. They scored a touchdown. Marino to Nathan, but the extra point attempt never got up. Zorn steps away, fires. Pass is complete to Ivory. 5 yards to the 46-yard line. Bob Brudzinski makes the tackle. It'll be second down and 5. One thing that I've noticed, I saw Seattle in preseason. Jim Zorn played a lot in preseason for Seattle. The problem that he was having then was he was wild. He was all over the ballpark. What I noticed today is he's throwing with much more discipline, and he seems to be quicker, stronger, and more on target than he was in preseason with Seattle.
I talked to him in the pregame warm-up, and he really is a lot more patient a quarterback. I think the reason for that is this is his second chance to start.
Throws, knocked away. Good defensive play by William Judson. James Lofton, the intended receiver, and a little pushing and shoving going on. William Judson and James Lofton
Zorn was late.
Greeting.
This throw was late, and Judson's sitting right on Lofton. As a matter of fact, Judson gets in excellent position. He becomes the receiver, and we have a little confrontation on the sideline. Maybe one of them owes each other some money.
Preston Denard comes in, so 3 wide receivers for the pack. 3rd down. And then last play, Lofton in reality knocked the ball away. And Zorn wants a timeout. This is the 2nd time in the first half that he has had to take a timeout at a spot when you normally wouldn't want to take one. Green Bay with 1 left.
For you.
3rd down. From the shotgun, an inside handoff to Jesse Clark will come up 2 yards short. Mac Moore of the Dolphins makes the play. And Don Bracken will come in to punt for the first time in the ballgame. Tom Figueredo and Lyle Blackwood dropping back. Figueredo will be the deep back. Now, we're a long way from the ocean, but we have a snow wave working its way around Lambeau Field. Fair catch. It is taken by Lyle Blackwood. We've got a timeout. Miami has the lead. Miami, the New York Jets, and New England Patriots are all tied for the lead in the East with 9-4 records. We'll come back to that scoreboard for you in just a moment. Miami from their own 25-yard line. Second back through is Tony Nathan. He's going to get a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. Carricker and Martin meet him. Now, Miami in this game leading Green Bay 6-3. The Jets leading Buffalo 7-0. And New England leading Detroit 7-3. So the 3 tied for the lead in the East are all leading in their ball game. And in reality, you're playing a short season, a 3-game season. This game, 2 more to go. And the team of those 3 that wins all 3, they are assured to be in the playoff as the champion of the East or as a wild card.
And Miami plays New England, and the Jets have to play Chicago. So it's very important that Miami wins today.
2nd down and 9. Marino goes deep, double coverage. It's juggled, incomplete. Mark Duper could have been, might have been, almost was. Tom Flynn was there for the defense.
He couldn't have thrown this pass any better if he handed it to him. He beat him on the line of scrimmage, beat Lewis on line of scrimmage. Now, concentrate, don't worry about 41, but Tom Flynn does an excellent job of getting his hand in there, and he actually knocked the ball out of Duper's hand.
3rd down and 9. Joe Rose in as a tight end. Good receiver. Blitz coming. Pass is complete. It was fumbled at the end of the play. They're going to rule it as an incomplete pass. Nat Moore was going for it. Mike Douglas of the Packers ended up with the ball, but it was an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down, and Reggie Roby will be kicking. Here's a look.
First down throw. He hits him right in the numbers, but he bobbles the ball. He never had control of the ball, and that is the 3rd drop pass in the first half by Miami.
But give some credit to Mark Lee because he really jarred it. Reggie Roby will be kicking, and Philip Epps is set for the return. Roby with a 43.7-yard average. Almost gets it blocked, but he sails it when a flag is dropped. Epps at the 17 will return it to the 25, but a flag was dropped back at the 16-yard line. The Packers take the gamble. They go for the block. They do not get it, and will have a penalty. Miami will have the ball. Let's see what happens.
Roby takes it, takes his 2-step. Now watch him get the ball, gets his leg up, makes contact, and here comes the Green Bay, number 37 on Green Bay.
Mark Murphy.
Is Mark Murphy, and he clearly hits the kicker, and it's a good call by the official.
That's a rule book call, because if you're going to hit the kicker, you have to have touched the football.
And it's a good rule because you could see in the replay a punter is really exposed. He has absolutely no protection at all, and that's why you cannot make contact.
5-yard penalty, but carries with it an automatic first down. So bring the ball out to the 32-yard line. Penalty not that well received, of course, here at Lambeau Field. Tony Nathan. Nathan has 5 and maybe 6 yards on the play. Brian Noble, along with Mike Douglas, team up for the stop for the Green Bay Packers. Mark it at the 37-yard line. 2nd down and 5. Don Shula, of course, he doesn't worry about the cold weather. He's all bundled up.
I'll tell you, the equipment man saved 1 pair of thermal underwear, and Don Shula has it because he's chairman of the board.
2nd and 5. Nathan is stopped. He'll lose a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 at the 36. Brian Noble again was there for the defense. Chicago on the scoreboard with a field goal, leading Indianapolis 3-0. A lot closer than anybody thought, that game in Chicago. Look at this, Cincinnati continuing to roll, and they're rolling right over the Cowboys, 22-0.
Cincinnati, there's St. Louis ahead of New Orleans. Cincinnati's in the hunt. They have an opportunity. If Cleveland were to lose today, they would be tied for the division.
Kansas City 21, Atlanta 7, 2nd quarter score. Joe Rose in as a tight end, Matt Moore in as a wide receiver. 3rd down and 6. Marino fires, and the pass is complete, but it will be short of the first down. Duper pulled it in just shy of the 40, and he needed 2 more yards. Tom Flynn, free safety, made the play for Green Bay. Today's telecast, presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Green Bay Packers and the National Football League is prohibited. So it is 4th down and 2, and Roby will do it again, and Epps is set for the return. And Roby had a great punt with excellent hang time. The last time out, let's see what he does here. Another good one. Fair catch is called for and taken at the 18-yard line. So on the exchange of punts, it cost, they're going to mark it the 19. It cost Green Bay 6. We'll be back. And the standings in the NFC Central Division. Chicago, of course, they've wrapped it up 12-1. Detroit is 7-6, but they're losing. Green Bay 6-7, Minnesota 6-7. Green Bay's situation is that possibly they can make the playoffs as a wild card if they win the last 3. It could be 9-7, and the chance is there, and it does count. I was talking with Jim Zorn on the field before the ballgame. He said, you know, it's nice when the hands are dealt this way, when the game this late means something. And he said, I'm sorry. And all that he wanted to talk about was Lynn Dickey and how well Dickey had been playing, particularly the last 2 ball games. But Zorn told me, he said, the hand has been dealt to me, and I'm going to do the best that I can. Nice young man. First down, Green Bay. Second back through is Eddie Lee Ivory. Jackie Shipp makes the tackle, and Ahmad Rashad is with us. And let's join him for an update. Ahmad?
All right, Charlie, in Buffalo, Ken O'Brien hooks up with Wesley Walker on this 96-yard touchdown. It's the longest in Jet history. Charlie, watch Walker turn on the warp speed. Jets lead 14-0 2nd quarter.
Warp speed, Ahmad? That's great.
About his own speed.
That's a great term. That's a great term. And the pass is complete to Jesse Clark. And Ahmad, I'm wondering if the fact that Al Toon is playing so well for the New York Jets, that really hasn't helped Wesley Walker. I really believe so. Don't you, Sam?
Oh, yes,
Yep.
Because most teams would double Wesley Walker every week, and now the emergence of Al Toon just helps it. Just like Miami was struggling when they didn't have Duper,
Right.
and now Marino's right back in the groove.
Last play moving to the Green Bay 26-yard line, so it's 3rd down and 3 for the Packers. Big play. Otherwise, they'll have to kick, and Miami will have good field position.
Tight end, tight end.
Waiting for a flag. It's there. It was tripping. Had to call it. Yes, Paul Kaufman. You agreed to the coverage that he tripped. It may have been unintentional, but it was there. Called. Good call by the official.
He crowded Paul Kaufman, and I think it was a good call.
Yep.
He's going to Paul Kaufman because he is a principal receiver when you want to pick up that key 1st down. Now, as he releases the ball, he's getting hit, getting rushed to the other side. Let's watch the replay. He's being crowded. He was knocked down by the linebacker, number 55 for the Miami Dolphins, Hugh Green, and it was a good call.
And it's a 1st down for Green Bay at their own 38-yard line. And that was Jay Brophy coming in from the backside, getting to Zorn just as he released the football. Dolphins least penalized team in the National Football League for the last 9 years. Clark and Ellis are the running back. 1st down. Gary Ellis. 1st down. 13 yards. Bud Brown chased him out.
Green Bay should run the football, and if they do, they can beat the Dolphins today. They have 3 fine running backs who have better than a 4.4 average each carry.
Why are they more successful running to the right?
Because of Holmstrom and Greg Cook. They have 2 big, strong offensive linemen, and Paul Kaufman may be one of the best blocking tight ends in the league.
And they're all on the right side. Miami, 49-yard line, 1st down. And we had some jumping in the backfield. It'll be an illegal procedure. Anytime you have movement in the offensive backfield, they have to be set 1 second before the ball can be snapped.
There
in
it is,
addition,
57, Rich Moran.
We call that a rolling start in track and field. He jumped the gun just a bit. But there was also movement in the backfield. So take the 5-yard penalty back to the Green Bay 46-yard line. And it is 1st down and 15.
This is the time Green Bay really likes to run the screen pass.
Eddie Lee Ivory. 47-yard line. It'll be 2nd down 14. Mike Charles with the tackle. Bob Brudzinski was also there. Now Jim Zorn he's had to take 2 timeouts, and we had some jumping in the line. Is he not that comfortable yet with the Packer offense?
I asked him that very question right before the game. He said he knows the offense, but he just doesn't feel that he's in sync with it because he just hasn't been here very long.
Came in the latter part of September. 2nd and 14 as time fires. Touchdown. Drills it to Paul Kaufman. It'll be about 3 yards short of the 1st down. Miami 43-yard line, gain of 11. 3rd down and 3. Glenn Blackwood, the strong safety, made the tackle.
I like Jim Zorn on this play. There's betters on the outside. It's being blocked by Cook. They do a good job, get some help from the back. But Jim Zorn recocked 2 or 3 times, had good presence, and found Paul Kaufman. Big 3rd down play right now.
Change in that Green Bay offensive line. Ken Rutgers, the #1 draft choice from USC, in at left tackle. Preston Denard is in. 3 wide receivers for Green Bay. Zorn in trouble. Here comes everybody, including Hugh Green.
Hugh Green came in to the backfield unblocked. Jim Zorn never had a chance. See, he's inside right now, and there it is. Rich Moran, 57, came off too late. And Green was right in the crack, and you got to be ready to block Hugh Green because he is an awesome blitzer.
First sack of the ball game, and that means that Don Bracken will be kicking, and Tom Vigorito is set up for the return. Vigorito takes it and dances back to the 23-yard line. Guy Prather makes a stop for Green Bay, and a flag down back at the 45-yard line. Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
WEAU, TV 13, Eau Claire.
This is Charlie Jones, Sam Ratigliano, and that's Tom Dooley, the referee. The score, Miami 6, Green Bay 3. We have 5 minutes and 24 seconds. Time remaining, first half. We lost our communications with the referee, but what happened, the penalty against the Green Bay Packers, and it is refused. Miami has the ball at their own 23-yard line, and Indianapolis now with a field goal. They have tied Chicago in the second quarter, 3-3. Miami 6, Green Bay 3. Fumble on the snap.
Green Bay has the ball. Green Bay is going to come up with this ball.
Robert Brown has the ball. They're going to rule it down at the 18-yard line, but Green Bay has the ball.
Dan Marino's, watch right now. He never got the snap. What Dan Marino did was he took his hands out too early, and Dwight Stevenson was moving to his right, and there you see everybody. Watch the ball squirt out at the end. It's going to squirt. There it is. I found it. And Green Bay has the ball inside the 20. And Miami has made a lot of mistakes. Fumbles, drop passes, and interceptions in the first half. Green Bay has a chance now to tie the game or go ahead.
At the 17-yard line, first down. Bourne fumbles the snap.
Miami's going to take this football.
Miami's got it back. Jackie Schiff recovers this fumble.
You did it, Dan Marino, and I can do it too. And there's the fumble right there. He just never made the snap. It's kicked around, and there's a lot of white jerseys. You see the defense can see the ball. The offensive linemen are not aware of the fumble, and Miami takes the ball back.
Miami first down at their own 19-yard line. 5 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in the first half.
That's going to be a big play as this game goes on. They had a chance to tie it and had a chance to go ahead.
Woody Bennett. Randy Scott makes the tackle at the 28-yard line. So it'll be second down, a yard, maybe 2 yards to go. Let's see where they spot the ball. They mark it at the 27-yard line, so it's second down and 2. Coming back for it. Oh,
it was a good catch. It was a good catch.
Really? I thought that he trapped it.
He went to his knees, he brought his elbows in tight, and then he scooped the ball.
Well, I was waiting on the official's call because I thought I saw a little bounce off of the green grass. First down. .37-yard line. Green right side, Tony Nathan. And Nathan just keeps plowing. Can well pick up the first down, carrying John Anderson and Randy Scott with him. Did not get out of bounds. And they're marking it right at the marker on this side. It is a first down.
They are overplaying Duper and Clayton, and I would think there's Paul Kaufman on the sideline sitting on the bench. Looks like he has contact lenses is out. But I think Miami should screen a great deal because Green Bay is overplaying both outside receivers.
Play action. Drop. Tony Nathan. Randy Scott, the closest man for the defense. Now Nathan, he has scuba gloves on, and those are probably the best gloves to catch the ball in this kind of
They came
weather.
into play about 3 or 4 years ago. There's a play-action pass. So here Marino's looking for people right now, and he finds Clayton. He finds Nathan wide open. That's Nathan's second drop, and that could have been another first down for Miami.
Don Johnson, the tight end for the Miami Dolphins. 2nd and 10 at the 47. Showing blitz. Defense drops out of it. Marino rolling left, but Blake goes deep and overthrows everybody. Mark Clayton, the intended receiver, says, my fault. You know, there was good coverage. I was just throwing it deep. Don't worry about it. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
It was a designed rollout play. Here's Clayton right now. He needs to take time because Marino, see, he stops and he goes upfield, and the reason that he did that is because Marino was rolling out, and Marino, had he stopped to throw the football, Clayton had Lewis clearly beat for a touchdown.
Nat Moore is in for Miami as a 3rd wide receiver. And Joe Rose is the receiving tight end. 3rd and 10, shotgun. Here comes the blitz. He gets it off. It's there. Joe Rose. 20-yard line. And Marino was decked.
They doubled both outside receivers. 59, John Anderson, was covering Joe Rose. On the top of your screen, watch Joe Rose. He's got a linebacker all the way. Everybody's got their attention to the outside receiver. What a throw. What a perfect throw. Anderson's coverage was not that bad. It was just an excellent throw, and what they did is they took advantage of the receiver being doubled to the outside and got Joe Rose on a linebacker.
A gain of 32 yards on the play to the Green Bay 21-yard line. We're moving on the 2-minute mark. That's the reason the players are just standing around. They know Miami with a first down at the Green Bay 21-yard line. Dolphins leading by 3, 6-3. Marino fires. It's there. Clayton, touchdown.
What a play by Clayton. And what a throw by Marino. He could have thrown that ball right through a pipe. There were all kinds of green jerseys all over the place. Hit him on a slant play. Watch Marino, 3-step drop. 1, 2, 3. Now watch. Boom! Right in there. Good coverage. Now watch Clayton. Watch the athlete he is. Reaches out. Ball goes beyond the plane. Touchdown. Outstanding play by Clayton and Marino, and they've been doing that all year long.
21-yard touchdown pass. The extra point attempt. This one is up, and it is good. And the score is Miami 13 and Green Bay 3. So the Dolphins now lead by 10 with 1:55 left to go in the first half. And for Mark Clayton, that is his 4th touchdown reception. And for Dan Marino, that is his 24th touchdown pass.
You saw the release. It's a jackhammer release. Now watch Marino now. Whoops, look to the left. Did he catch it? He caught it. He's going to go in the end zone for a touchdown. And that makes the quarterback feel very good. And what Clayton did was just outstanding, gifted athletic ability to get that ball in the end zone. And just a few minutes ago, Green Bay had the ball inside the 20 with the score 6-3 when Zorn fumbled the snap.
Let's go back to the touchdown and look to see what Mark Clayton does after he catches the ball.
Watch him catch the ball now. He splits the 2 defenders. Now watch him reach the ball right to the end zone. That is a fantastic feat of athletic ability.
Quad Reve's kicking off, and here is Epps on the return from the 1-yard line. And this time returns to the 24, so he has 23 yards on this return. He had one in the 30s earlier. And Joe Rose makes the tackle, and Green Bay goes to work with 1:45 left to go in the first half. Games remaining, Detroit, and then on the road at Tampa Bay. And Detroit does not win on the road. They win only at home this year, it seems.
And they're losing 17-3 to New England.
At New England.
And so the Packers have an excellent opportunity to stay alive in the race and could get to the playoffs.
But they need to come back here. They trail 13-3. Only one timeout remaining in the first half. And here's Zorn.
Screen.
Nobody was there. You run for it. Yeah. 32-yard line. Gain of 8. Second down and 2. That stops the clock with 1:37 to go. I didn't see, had Miami filtered the screen or had the receiver fallen down?
What happens in a situation like that, some linebacker read it and grabbed the screening back. Zorn had presence, ran out of bounds. I look right now for Lofton or Epps to be involved in a big play for them to get the scoring position.
Let me make a correction. We've just been informed that Green Bay is at Detroit. Both of the remaining games are on the road at Detroit. Detroit has a perfect record at home. So that's a tough one for Green Bay. Four-man run. It's there, and it's caught. And then it is intercepted or picked off, and no, are they going to call it incomplete? Good lands, what happened? Looks as if Lofton had it.
He had the ball, but he fumbled it, and had he fumbled it, of course, Miami would have recovered. Excellent throw. Now watch Lofton working upfield right now. He's going to come back in at 90 degrees. He's got plenty of room. Judson falls down. Now he's got the ball. Now watch the ball being bobbled back and forth, and they call it incomplete because he never had complete control. They had the ball beyond the 50-yard line.
Third down and 2. 1:30 time remaining first half. Epps in motion. Zorn rolling right. He's a left-hander. He throws it and passes complete. To Ed West out of bounds, stopping the clock. Good play. Bud Brown for the defense. Tough pass for Zorn. Flag dropped to the 44-yard line. He's left-handed and is rolling to his right. It's against Green Bay. They'll bring it back.
He fakes the clock. Now watch him come to the outside. 91, Mac Moore is chasing him, and this is tough for a left-hander to turn this way and get the ball to West. Now West puts a few more yards on it, but we have a penalty, and the play is going to be brought back.
Ineligible man downfield. A lip reader. See, that's what it is. As soon as you can figure that out, it'll be third down. That goes over. Let's check the scoreboard. Greg Cook apparently was the ineligible. Okay, Colts and the Bears are tied 3-3. Detroit trails New England. Pats lead. Philadelphia 2, Washington, I think sound like the second inning. Jets leading Buffalo 21-0. Dallas still trails. Look at that. Whew. Big upset working. St. Louis out in front of New Orleans. Kansas City leading Atlanta. And at halftime, NFL 85, they'll update all of the scores and have the highlights from around the AFC. Almost intercepted. Ivory, the intended receiver, Alex Moyer, the rookie from Northwestern, half a step away from a touchdown.
He was more concerned about knocking the ball down than catching it. See, Zorn throws the ball late. Now watch Moyer now. Go in front and catch the ball. Don't knock it down. He had a chance to become famous, because if he'd have gotten that one, they would have been in for a touchdown.
Don Bracken will be kicking. Tom Vigorito set for the return. And Miami could have excellent field position with 3 timeouts remaining and 1:18 left in the second quarter.
Plenty of time.
Here's pressure. Good catch. Taken at the 47-yard line and dropped in his tracks. And so Miami will have an opportunity. We'll take a timeout. Don't forget at halftime, NFL 85. All the scores and highlights. And Miami with an opportunity to add another highlight to their first half. Over the middle, the pass is complete. Tony Nathan has the first down at the Green Bay 43-yard line. Mike Douglas making the tackle just a moment ago. At the end of that punt, Don Bracken with the punt, Vigorito with the return. We'll try and get that in because Tom Flynn and Kent Stills an excellent coverage for Green Bay. Marino throws, complete to Tony Nathan, 37-yard line. And now Miami will take a timeout. Now, let's go. Here's what happened.
Vigorito should have called a fair catch and Stills makes an outstanding play.
That's really a good play.
We have a penalty, and it looks like it's going to be against Green Bay. Marino called the timeout. There's 45 seconds left to go. They have 2 timeouts left.
And we did not have a penalty in the first quarter. And Green Bay has run into some problems. They really have. And NBC, here's a program note. Let's get the call here for the referee, Tom Dooley. Offside. First down. All right. We'll kick off the College Bowl lineup on NBC Sports with the Florida Citrus Bowl. This year's contest featuring Robbie Bosco and the BYU Cougars. They'll take on the Ohio State Buckeyes live from Orlando, Florida. Join us for all the action, plus a special halftime extravaganza on Saturday, December the 28th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on NBC Sports. It will be hosted by our good friend Jay Randolph.
Look for Nat Moore, 89, and Joe Rose, the 2 inside receivers.
First and 5. Marino fires. The pass is complete at the 25-yard line. And again, it is Mark Clayton, a 13-yard reception. First down. Flynn and Lewis are there for the defense. And the 2-minute offense underway. Marino is in control. This one is complete to Joe Rose.
Got to call a timeout.
16-yard line. And Miami will take the timeout here. Something that Marino can do is he will drop down. When he has inside pressure on the right side, he will drop down and throw almost sidearm. Sometimes it gets him in trouble because it can be blocked or deflected at the line of scrimmage.
He has a survival intelligence. He can actually feel the pressure of receivers. Joe Rose should have gone out of bounds. That's Don Strock to Marino's left, who's talking to Marino right now with Coach Shula. He has been a tremendous help to Marino. You can see Strock is actually talking to him right now, and what they're talking about is the fact is they have 1 timeout. They're going to need that for the field goal. There's 13 seconds left to go, so Marino right now has to throw the ball into the end zone. If it's complete in the field of play, they'll have to use their last timeout to line up and kick the field goal. And they have a first down.
First down.
At the 16-yard line.
I would look now, since they're overplaying Duper and Clayton, they've had Joe Rose and Nat Moore as inside receivers. I would look for him to look for Rose or Nat Moore inside, and if it's not clearly open, he'll throw the ball in some blonde's lap in the mezzanine so they can kick the field goal.
And you had a look at Juan Revés. There's Forrest Gregg, head coach of the Green Bay Packers. And the thoughts all over the sidelines, and they're all different thoughts. How do I stop him? Am I going to stop him? Who do I throw to? And I would rather be kicking the extra point than a field goal attempt. So there's a maximum number of thoughts stirring around Lambeau Field with 13 seconds to go in the first half.
Green Bay is frustrated. Miami has fumbled, thrown interceptions, and dropped 4 passes, and yet they're ahead 13-3.
And trying to stretch that margin. First down at the 16 with 13 seconds left to go. First half. Marino almost intercepted. John Anderson had his hands on it. Couldn't pull it in. Nat Moore, the intended receiver. Ever so close.
They had Nat Moore and Joe Rose on the same side. Marino right now is cocked. He tries to throw the football through the coverage. John Anderson dropped the interception. It was intended for Joe Rose, and that may cost them 3 points. You have to make those plays. Excellent coverage.
Could cost 7, because now with 9 seconds and still the timeout remaining, Miami is going after the touchdown one more time.
You're going to have to get it up fast. You're going to have to get the ball up fast.
There it is. Touchdown. Nat Moore. Marino with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. 25 on the year.
The reason for that, it's tough on Green Bay. They have to double to the outside. He's got a one-on-one right now, but watch him. He's clearly open. Look at the throw. The throw is perfect. The defender should have stayed with Nat Moore into the end zone. As soon as Marino saw that opening, he got it to Nat Moore.
With 4 seconds to go in the first half, and the extra point is good, and Miami now has stretched it out, leading Green Bay 20-3. And Fuad Reveiz, I guess he'd rather kick the extra point than the field goal, because that's what he did. And Miami moving 50. And Green Bay has not played that poorly at all. I mean, you feel like the score should be closer than 20-3. They've had some opportunities. They had the opportunity you pointed out inside the 20-yard line. They fumbled it back away.
Well, they had an opportunity on this drive. There we go, right there.
Man
is our producer, Peter Rolfe.
Man obviously is very sick.
They had an opportunity to stop that touchdown. John Anderson was in perfect position in the coverage, and he should have made the play.
And Fuad Reveiz will be kicking off. Gary Ellis on the return to the 20. 25, he goes spinning out of bounds as time runs out in the first half. Jim Jensen inside linebacker for the Dolphins. And Fuad Reveiz will be kicking off for Miami as we open the action in the second half. The temperature still in the upper 20s. Epps takes it at the 4-yard line. Good return to the 34-yard line. 30 yards on the return by Philip Epps. Alex Moyer of the Dolphins, along with George Little, make the tackle. So Green Bay will go to work with Jim Zorn at quarterback. We'll see Eddie Lee Ivory and Jesse Clark as the running backs. We also see Gary Ellis. Those are the 3 primary running backs. Epps and Lofton, the men outside. Paul Kaufman, the tight end.
They need